Nestling in the southwest corner of Herefordshire, just a few miles from Ross-on-Wye, lies the picturesque little village of Gorsley. And every year, thousands of visitors from all over the country come here for the Flower Festival, organised by Gorsley Baptist Church. What started as a small collection of floral displays in the church has grown into an event which has a huge impact on those who attend. After months of prayer and planning, the members of the church work together to prepare for this unique event, which attracts hundreds of people from across the UK. Because now, alongside the floral arrangements, there's Bible teaching, lively praise and worship, powerful testimonies, special sessions for the children and young people, and time just to relax and reflect in these beautiful surroundings. 4 days before the festival begins, fresh blooms arrive in a huge articulated lorry from Holland. Then the team responsible for creating the magnificent and moving floral displays start work on their wonderful arrangements, inspired by Bible verses chosen to fit in with the festival theme. The colours are amazing. The fragrance of the flowers is delightful. And in the kitchens, more fantastic aromas as the volunteers from the church begin to prepare some of the sumptuous meals which will be served up over the festival weekend. A visit to the Gorsley Festival is an experience you'll never forget.
It's wonderful, it's wonderful. My mum was evacuated here in the war, so we've got a bit of a connection with Gorsley, so we've been coming nearly every year for quite a few years now. So I think it's good that a church can bring people here to join, to mix people from all over the country, really, you know.
This is the third year that we've been here, and the whole family really enjoys it. The children have really enjoyed their children's groups, and it's not an effort to get them to go. They want to go, and they're running off to get there. And we really love the meetings in the evening and in the morning. Really good Bible teaching. Very good.
So we're in the chapel here with all of the floral displays around us. Zena, just tell us a little bit about the display that you've created for this year's festival.
Yes, well, my husband built this house to show that the wise man builds his house on rock. I'm trying to put across the fact that, if we build our lives on solid foundations, which with God in our life, then we can cope with anything in life that life throws at us. But if you build your house on sand, then you collapse. And so we're just trying to get through to people that, God should be the centre of your life, and then he will be with you in everything.
So tell us about the flowers that you've chosen and the way that you've put these displays together.
We have so many different beautiful flowers here, and when they're all in the other room before we do the displays, then we just go and you just seem drawn to certain flowers for certain scriptures, and you hope that you make that impact with the scriptures.
When you're standing outside the chapel and you hear people coming out and they're commenting about the displays, just describe to me how that makes you feel.
It does make you feel good. All the hard work is just pales into insignificant then, and you know why you're doing it. You're doing it because you want to speak to people through the flowers, through the scriptures, so it's worth it.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm the youth pastor here at Gorsley, and unusually for a youth pastor, I'm also involved in the flower planning team for festival each year. This year we had the challenging theme of Impact Your Nation, and it was a difficult theme, but over the year we began to look at how we could depict this through flowers, and we really started off by looking at, before we could impact our nation for Christ, that we actually needed to have a relationship with him in the first place. And then I particularly designed the area that looked at light in the darkness, that the Bible calls us to be like shining stars in a dark and corrupt world. And so I depicted that scene using a blacked out area and various other creative ways to show how Christ has called us to be innocent and pure in a dark and corrupt world.
Glory and honor to you we bring, beautiful Savior, your praise we sing. Heaven bows down and worships your name. God of creation we praise. Glory and honor to you we bring. Beautiful Savior, your praise we sing. Heaven bows down and worships your name. God of creation we praise. God of creation.
Sheila, just tell us about the verse that you were given for this year's Flower Festival.
I'll read it to you, Phil. Christ has given each of us special abilities, whatever he wants us to have out of his rich storehouse of gifts. And I thought, oh, help. That's your initial reaction, actually, because you just don't know what to think or what to do. And then, through prayer and reading the Bible, it suddenly just all materialises, really. So, gradually, I designed something that looked clean and fresh and didn't detract from the flowers and the message that we wanted to portray, because God has got wonderful gifts for us. We only really have to step out in faith and ask him, and he showers us with all these blessings. And a lot of people, you know, don't realise that they're using gifts that God has given them.
And tell us about the flowers that you've used, because you've chosen specific blooms, specific sorts of flowers for each of your displays.
Well, can I just show you these? There are those beautiful roses in the front. They're so rich.
There's a lot of hard work that goes into these displays, but ultimately it's giving glory to God.
Yes, that's what it's all about. I don't care what I've done as long as it speaks to people. And, you know, I have listened and I've heard people saying different things and I'm thinking, oh, yes, that's really what I wanted you to think. Yes, it's good.
Celia, just tell us about the process that you go through choosing which verses you're going to use for the floral displays each year.
Well, we've planned out our theme, we've planned out what we want to say. We then have to find verses, so there's 4 of us who do this, and we spend quite a lot of time together and on our own scanning through the scriptures, coming up with verses that we might be able to use. And we look through 6 different versions of the Bible to see which version is going to speak or to the people perhaps who aren't used to reading the Bible, the ones that are the most up-to-date language or easier to understand.
And trying to choose verses that will actually reflect the theme, which is impacting the nation. That's quite a difficult theme, isn't it?
It's very difficult, yes, yes.
And tell us about the build-up to the start of the festival and putting the flowers, the floral displays together. You must have thousands of flowers arriving day by day.
No, we have a big lorry that comes from Holland, and it came this year on Monday evening, and we put them all into buckets, and then an army of ladies come in the morning at 9 o'clock, and we have to prepare those flowers. They have to be what is called conditioned, and each flower has its own way of being conditioned. So we cut off the stems and put them into buckets, and they must have about 2 to 3 hours of good drink before we then use them. So by the time we've got them in, it's usually about 12 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock we start actually arranging.
And a complete blaze of colour, presumably, when those flowers arrive.
Yes, yeah, the hall out there is filled with flowers, and the perfume's beautiful.
This display that you've created is one of the most impressive, I think, this year. Just tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this is meant to be the fiery furnace and the story of Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, who were put into the fiery furnace and who believed that they would not be harmed, that God would be with them and would deliver them.
The colours particularly, I think, have made this display, because you've got the sense of the furnace, the fire, and the 3 guys in the middle with God at the centre as well.
That's right, it's to create a real feeling of heat by the flower arrangement.
And tell us about the reaction of some of the folks who come in and see the flowers, because you put in such a lot of hard work putting the displays together. What's it like hearing folks as they're coming out, having seen the flower?
You know, it gives you great satisfaction that you've done a job well done, and obviously we're thrilled to bits that people have enjoyed it, have appreciated, that people have been moved by it. And so that gives you a great sense of satisfaction, and I believe, you know, you feel a sense of blessing from God for what you've done.
Let's go for it.
Come on, put your hands together. Give me some more volume in the morning to them. Come on. Yeah. Can you get the volume out of the house? No one is standing. I'm not waiting for getting made. I stand for you if that's all I do. 'Cause there is none that compares to you. 'Cause all I want in this long time is you. All I want in this whole world is you, you. Tell the world that Jesus lives. Tell the world that, tell the world that, tell the world that He died for them. Tell the world that He lives again. Come on. promised in me. This is the bread that sets me free. How could this world be a better place? But by God's mercy and by thy grace, all I want in this world is you. So all I want in this whole world is you, you, you. Tell the world that Jesus lives. Tell the world that, tell the world that, tell the world that he died for them. And tell the world that he lives again. Tell the world that
The seminars, the Bible teaching, we're looking at some big issues and we're looking at them seriously and with depth. But alongside all of that, there's this joyous celebration. I've been really touched by the worship this weekend.
We drove in and I said, but it's a pub and that's it, a couple of houses. How could there be a festival here like this? And we came in here and I breathed a deep sigh. It's such a beautiful place anyway, I mean, this part of the country.
Tell the world that Jesus lives. Tell the world that, tell the world that, tell the world